You don't want to hold the ball? The autograph
I can
Rocky
hold the
football?
ball. Let's hold the ball.
It's just one more thing. After the show, we had a good show today, and go Canucks. Game 7, very nervous about it. But anything can happen in this world. You can blow the first 3 games of a series and then still win it.
I'm actually looking forward to that game.
It'll be good. It'll be very good.
I might actually watch it.
But that's the whole theme about today, is anything can happen.
That's right.
The Canucks can win. Ron Artest can be named the Citizenship Award winner, the Walter J. Kennedy Citizenship Award winner in the NBA.
He deserves it.
Well, Rockstar has made that point, does deserve it, and he makes a compelling case. You might think a lunatic case, you might look at him and go, what are you talking about? I knew I didn't like this guy, I don't like the St. Louis stuff, he doesn't like anything, what is he? He's crazy, he's lost his mind. On the other hand, since, what was it, I think 7 years ago, he went in the stands, it was 04 or something like that.
Malice at the Palace.
This year, I believe he did an auction, one of his championship rings.
Yep.
$565,000.
And all that money went to?
The foundations he's worked with are pretty much involving mental illness in one way or the other. And it's a variety of different ones. But that's what he was particularly honored for with the Kennedy Award this year, was not just doing the one auction thing, but that he has actually taken a huge bunch of steps in this direction. And you've heard of this.
Yeah, he's very active. You remember after, in the celebration, in the post-game interview after the championship, he was thanking his therapists.
Yes, I do remember that, actually. I remember we thought it was kind of strange, as a matter of fact.
I think he's a guy who's been, listen, he's goofy. He's a little off, but I don't think he's a horrible guy, and I didn't have a huge problem with him wanting to beat the daylights out of the guy in the stands. Now, the problem is he grabbed the wrong guy. That was the biggest flaw.
Well, there were many other problems.
Well,
but
the guy deserved
not
it.
everyone's as violent and as crazy as you are.
No, well, the guy deserved it.
But anyway, well, look,
so
yeah,
I think he's got it. He comes from the right place.
Well, you'll at least give me this as one of the many who thinks he was completely out of line doing that. There's no way you can ever run into the stands, and I do think many people feel that way.
No,
we can
shouldn't.
at least. You can't.
You shouldn't, but some people deserve it.
We'll at least admit. Let's forget about that for a second. But he's come a long way to come from there.
Yes.
And then to be perceived as the best citizen in the NBA is a guy coming a long way.
He does a lot, some of it on the radar, some of it not. He, as you talked about, he auctioned the ring off, the championship ring, money, the proceeds going to the charity to support mental health. And he had talked about, and I don't know what the final number was that he set upon, but he initially talked about donating the entire year's salary to this cause. And then he said, well, we're going to have to look at it and see. But he was going to make a very substantial donation of his salary, millions of dollars to this. So this is a guy who puts his money where his mouth is, and he does have concern for others, and he is a guy who's very active.
Well, he's very transparently turned his life around.
Yeah.
So we don't just necessarily poke and prod, and even though this kind of seems funny. On the surface, I thought it was an Onion story. I honestly did. I thought it was a gag story.
You thought it was a joke. Ron Artest,
it's
Citizen of the Year
in the NBA.
I
no jokes. It's earned. Really earned.